سبحان الملك القدوس.
الحمد لله الهادي للصواب، وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله الكريم الوهاب، وأشهد أن نبينا محمد عبد الله ورسوله الذي أعطى الله الحكمة وفصل الخطاب، صلى الله عليه وعلى آله وأصحابه أجمعين ومن أحبه سننه إلى يوم الدين. أما بعد. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Dearest, honored and most beloved brothers and sisters in Islam, we praise Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Lord, sustainer, creator of the seven heavens and seven earth, and we send salawat and salam on his beloved Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Dearest brothers and sisters, we have reached the final days of Ramadan, days in which we say, Wida ya Ramadan, we depart and we greet this month of Ramadan, and so too do we prepare ourselves to depart from these lessons, these specific reflections of the glorious Quran. But it not be the end to our reflection on the glorious Quran. May this inspire us to move towards a closer relationship with the Quran. May those who have prepared these durus be rewarded for the effort, and may those who listen to these durus be inspired by that message. Respected brothers and sisters, this evening we reflect on the 25th juz of the glorious Quran. And in reflecting on the 25th juz of the glorious Quran, we shall turn to verses contained in Surah Hamim Sajda as well as Surah Zukhruf. My respected brothers and sisters, one of the most fundamental aspects of our faith, that we believe in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala as Al-Khaliq, the creator. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has created everything in existence. Allah has created everything in existence before our existence, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will create everything in existence after our existence. But more fundamental to our faith in that Allah is creator is the acknowledgement and appreciation that everything that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has created, everything that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has created is symbolic and is representative of the greatness of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. In verse 53 of Surah Hamim Sajda, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, سَنُرِيهِمْ آيَاتِنَا فِي الْآفَاقِ وَفِي أَنفُسِهِمْ, that we shall show man. Allah announces that we shall show man the signs of our greatness. فِي الْآفَاقِ, in everything around them, in the horizons, where they look to the east or to the west, where they look to the north or the south, whether it is that which you can comprehend or that which you cannot comprehend, whether it be that which exists below the soil of the sand, whether it is be that exists above the soil of the sand, whether it be that which is in existence above the heavens or that which is in existence below the heavens. سَنُرِيهِمْ آيَاتِنَا فِي الْآفَاقِ, everything in existence, everything before us, everything to the east and everything to the west, it is a sign of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's greatness. سَنُرِيهِمْ آيَاتِنَا فِي الْآفَاقِ, we shall show them the glaring signs of our greatness, our magnitude, our beneficence, our mercy, our izzah, our jalah. فِي الْآفَاقِ, in the horizons. وَفِي أَنفُسِهِمْ, and if they cannot look to the east or the west, if they cannot raise their heads to look at the greatness of Allah, or dig deep beneath the dirt to find the greatness of Allah. سَنُرِيهِمْ آيَاتِنَا فِي الْآفَاقِ وَفِي أَنفُسِهِمْ, within themselves there is a sign, a symbol, a manifestation of the greatness of Allah. Man himself being the best of creation, for which Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has selected the mission of Nubuwwat, the mission of our Rasul sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, being the best of creation for which Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has selected the revelation of the Quran. Allah had created malaika. Those malaika, some of them are perpetually in ruku, some of them are perpetually in sujood, some of them are perpetually in qiyam, some of them perpetually making tasbih, singing the grace of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, sing the praise of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Those malaika were not selected for revelation of Quran. Those malaika were not selected for the mission of Nubuwwat. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has selected man. Allah has created you and I from that creation whom Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given these great bounties. سَنُرِيهِمْ آيَاتِنَا فِي الْآفَاقِ وَفِي أَنفُسِهِمْ, within the horizons, in the east and the west. You will find signs of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's greatness. وَفِي أَنفُسِهِمْ, and within themselves, in the creation of this man, is a sign of the greatness of Allah Azza wa Jal. If you look at the patter of the rain, there is a sign of the greatness of Allah. In the shimmering of the sun, there is the greatness of Allah. In the whistling of the wind, there is a sign of the greatness of Allah. In our ability to comprehend, there is a sign of the greatness of Allah. In the ability of us to process, smell, taste, sight, there is a sign of the greatness of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. سَنُرِيهِمْ آيَاتِنَا فِي الْأَفَاقِ وَفِي أَنفُسِهِمْ. All of these things present themselves as signs of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's greatness. For what purpose? حَتَّى يَتَبَيَّنَ لَهُمْ أَنَّهُ الْحَقِّ, until it is evident, clear, and manifest for them أَنَّهُ الْحَقِّ, that it is true. What is this it that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala refers to? That it, the Quran, is haqq, it is truth. That the Quran itself is a manifestation of the greatness of Allah, but if you look at everything else in this creation, leads the truth of the glorious Quran. And one who cannot see the glory and the greatness of the Quran, the truth of the glorious Quran, the haqq of the glorious Quran, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in verse 36 of Surah Zukhruf, وَمَنْ يَعْشَ عَنْ ذِكْرِ الرَّحْمَنِ نُقَيِّدْ لَهُ شَيْطَانًا فَهُوَ لَهُ قَرِينٌ وَإِنَّهُمْ لَيَصُدُّونَ عَنِ السَّبِيلِ وَيَحْسَبُونَ أَنَّهُمْ مُهْتَدُونَ. That one who lives his life blind from the message of the Quran, one who lives his life blind from the mission of the glorious Quran, one who lives blind from the dhikr of Ar-Rahman. What is the dhikr of Ar-Rahman? Surah Yasin will explain what does dhikr mean at times. إِنَّمَا تُنذِرُ مَنِ اتَّبَعَ الذِّكْرَ. You can only warn the one who follows the dhikr. The dhikr is the Quran. إِنْ هُوَ إِلَّا dhikr. It is nothing but a dhikr. It is a message contained in the Quran. The one who turns his eyes blind to the message of the Quran, نُقَيِّدْ لَهُ شَيْطَانًا فَهُوَ لَهُ قَرِينٌ. Will give him as a friend shaitan. Shaitan will become his friend. Whether it be the shaitan of jinn, whether it is the shaitan of man. Like Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala teaches us in Surah Nas to seek protection min sharri waswasil khannas alladhi waswisu fi sudurin nas min al jinnati wan nas. Whether it be the shaitan for a man or jinn, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will give him a qareen, a friend. And what will be the effect of that friend? The effect of that friend will be that he will take him away from the straight path. لَيَصُدُّونَ عَنِ السَّبِيلِ. He will take him away from the straight path. But he will be convinced. He will convince his friend, and he himself will be convinced that they are following the proper path. وَيَحْسَبُونَ أَنَّهُمْ مُهْتَدُونَ. They will be convinced that they are guided. That everything that they do, they are correct. No argument will appeal to them. No influence will persuade them. Until the day of Qiyamah will appear. Hatta idha ja'ana, when they appear before Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and realize the errors of their way. When they realize the errors of the way, that they were in fact not guided but misguided, they will say, Ya layta bayni wa baynaka bu'ad al-mashriqayn fa bi'as al-qareen. How I wish, woe to me, how I wish the distance between the two of us was the east and the west. What an evil friend you are. What no benefit you are as a friend. You avail nothing to me as a friend. You have served me in no way as a friend. This is the one who turns away from the haqq of the Quran, from the message of the Quran. You will find that you will be in the company of those who take him further away from the message of the Quran. In verse 67 of Surah Zukhruf, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala speaks about these friendships. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, Ala akhilla yawmadin ba'duhum li ba'din adu illa al-muttaqun. That friends on that day, friends that did not benefit one another. Al-akhilla yawmadin ba'duhum li ba'din adu illa al-muttaqun. Friends who have no avail to one another, who do not command one with righteousness. It does not advise with good. They will be enemies to one another on the day of Qiyamah. They will be enemies to one another on the day of Qiyamah. Ibn Kathir rahmahullah ta'ala, in a lengthy narration in the discourse of Ali radiallahu anh, he says that, and he provides a parable of two Muslim friends and two non-Muslim friends. And amongst these friends, one friend will pass away before the other. Amongst the Muslims, those who have Iman, one friend will pass away and will find themselves in the pleasure of Jannah and will say, Oh Allah, that I have a person, a friend of mine that I've left behind. He used to advise me with good. He used to encourage me towards good. O Allah, continue to guide him as He had guided me. O Allah, keep him on the straight path so that we can meet on the day of Qiyamah. And eventually when this person dies and he is reunited with his friend in Jannah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will reunite them, and they will instruct them to praise one another. Because such praise is worthy praise when you can praise your friend before and in the presence of Allah Azza wa Jalla in Jannah. On the other hand, those that were not Muslims, those that did not live a righteous life, when the friend passes away, he will say, Allah, I have left behind such and such a friend. That person has not availed me in any way. In fact, they turned me away from your path. They had misguided me. Allah, make sure that they are misguided. Allah, make sure that they are misguided so that they may enter also into the Jahannam. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala protect us from such friends. My respected brothers and sisters, in short, when we do not adhere to the message of the Quran, a friend is a person who when you see him, you are reminded of Allah. Friend is a person who when you see him, you are reminded of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But when we ourselves have not adhered and listened and obeyed to the commands, instructions and inspirations of the glorious Quran, how will we be a motivation for others? We will not be a motivation for the good, and we will not be in the presence of the good. And consequently, those that will befriend us, those that will keep our company will be those who are evil. And they will take us further away from the message of the Quran. And on the day of Qiyamah, we will wish that friendship did not exist between us, that we had the distance of east and west between us. And that day, such friends, Allah khilla yawmadin ba'duhum li ba'din adu, they will be enemies to one another. They will be seeking the demise and the destruction of one another. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala protect us. My respected brothers, a final verse that I want us to reflect on. Another verse of the Quran that appears in the 25th juz of the Quran is Inna anzalnahu fi laylatin mubarakah. Indeed, this Quran has been revealed in a blessed night. We find ourselves now in a period that we are in search of this blessed night. Where that blessed night has either passed us or we will attain that blessed night. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grant us that tawfiq. But in pursuit of the blessed night in which the Quran is revealed, we cannot seek the blessings of the blessed night if we have departed from that which has created the blessing, and that is the Quran, the revelation of the Quran. And pursuing the inspiration and treading the path of the Quran, we must make sure that we befriend those who will advise us, inspire us and motivate us through the lessons of the Quran. Wa akhir da'wana alhamdulillahi rabbil alameen.